Oral allergy syndrome is one thing that does connect the concept of food allergies and seasonal allergies. So there are some common pollen food associations, and often I'll say to kids or to people in my practice or even to parents, have you ever noticed if you have seasonal allergies, there are certain fruits and vegetables that you really don't like or don't tolerate? They may make your mouth itchy or your tongue swell a little bit, get a tingly feeling, and this is called the oral allergy syndrome. Fortunately, it's not typically associated with anaphylaxis or severe allergic respiratory conditions, but can be quite uncomfortable and even lead to vomiting or some mild respiratory symptoms. If you have ragweed allergy, for example, you may be sensitive to melon, zucchini, etc., and the others are listed here for you. Birch allergies are cross-reactive with a number of fruits and vegetables. What's interesting is that some people can tolerate the cooked forms of these fruits and vegetables, but not the raw forms. And others can't tolerate either. But if you do notice you're having some tingling sensation, especially around the mouth or nose with these foods, you should avoid them and know that they may be associated with oral allergy syndrome. Other people notice that by avoiding conventionally grown produce, but sticking with organic produce, they can tolerate certain things that they did get this oral allergy syndrome feeling from, which is interesting to think that by avoiding the pesticides and contaminants, is there something about these contaminants that trigger an immune system reaction that organic foods do not? The review that I profile here on the slide from the Organic Center is a state of the science review about the nutritional superiority of organic foods. Are organic foods really better for us in a way that we can measure? Well, the data is building, but it does appear that organic foods have higher density of certain vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients that can play a role in health, including reducing allergy burden. If you are trying to be cost conscious, which we all are, and it is expensive to buy organic fruits and vegetables, I will spend a few minutes later on organic dairy, which I think if you are drinking dairy or eating dairy, it is crucial to think about going green and being organic. But this is a shopping list from the Environmental Working Group you can find online at ewg.org called the Dirty Dozen and then the Clean 15. These are the fruits and vegetables that are highest and lowest in pesticide content in studies. And if you're going to prioritize, which some people, which we certainly recognize people need to do, to best avoid pesticides and other additives and maximize those nutrient levels, avoid the Dirty Dozen and seek out the Clean 15. So this is a handy shopping list you can bring with you. It's even downloadable to phones and PDAs, etc. But just have something to know, and it's good to see that kiwis are on the Clean 15 list. So that's something to keep in mind, and it's just another handy-dandy tool. As I mentioned, there are some specific nutrients that seem to be in higher density and concentration in organic foods. Vitamin A, which are carotenoids, vitamin C, vitamin E, or the tocopherols, and vitamin D. And all of these have been shown to play a role in allergy prevention and are always best obtained through foods rather than multivitamins, although if you cannot obtain them through food sources, it is possible to obtain many of these from a multivitamin. Vitamin D, I will spend a minute talking about, and you see the little organic yogurt jar here. Dairy is an issue in and of itself. Some people cannot tolerate dairy. It does make some kids and adults phlegmier or more mucousy. But if you can, and it is a source of protein, calcium, and vitamin D, know that organic dairy avoids pesticides, hormones, and antibiotics, which is sort of the triple threat. And by simply going organic for even just a 5-day period can reduce levels of antibiotics and pesticides to almost 0 levels in some recent studies. Vitamin D is a crucial hormone for immune support and reducing allergies. Children who are vitamin D deficient have higher rates of asthma. This is well known. By improving vitamin D status, we can make a big difference in our children's immune health. 2 nutrients found in foods that have been shown in some studies to reduce allergies are quercetin and bromelain. Quercetin is an anti-inflammatory antioxidant, a flavonoid found in fruits and vegetables, particularly apples and onions, that have natural antihistamine and anti-inflammatory activity. So they act as sort of nature's antihistamines, as medicines would, and without the attendant sedation or side effects that some people worry about. Bromelain is an interesting story, comes from the stem of the pineapple plant. It's a protein-digesting enzyme that has natural anti-inflammatory activity. Many supplements will carry these two compounds together. You can, of course, get them from foods if you tolerate them, and in high concentrations may act to reduce allergy symptoms and prevent them. So I actually think eating these foods if you can, or if you need to take the supplements early on in the allergy season, can play a role in preventing your symptoms. What about the concept of omega-3s, or essential fatty acids, something we've been reading more and more about? Well, this is a hot area of research over the past 10 to 15 years. Essential fatty acids are polyunsaturated fats. They're the healthiest type of fats in our diet, and we all do need fats in our diet, but we can make choices towards healthier fats, either healthier saturated fats or best polyunsaturated fats. We've heard about olive oil and things like the Mediterranean diet. Well, the most important fats for brain health, cardiovascular health, neurological health, and for our immune system seem to be these omega-3 fatty acids. Unfortunately, in our diets, we get many more omega-6s than omega-3s. Omega-6s are found in a lot of the oils that are used in prepared foods or in packaged foods. And omega-3s are found predominantly in fish, such as northern water oily fish. Salmon is the classic example, or in flax seeds. There are now actually krill and algae source DHA and other omega-3s. Omega-3s have names like DHA and EPA and are now found in many infant formulas in small amounts. But the best forms are found in foods, and if you are not allergic and can tolerate fish and can find safe forms that don't have as many toxins, typically wild-caught, not farm-raised, salmon, occasionally in your diet, can be a great source of omega-3s. There are supplements that are pharmaceutical-grade fish oils that are screened for toxins, and there's certain brands that will say that you can find at reputable health food stores or reputable online supply stores. Fish oils are probably more available in the body as a source of omega-3s than flax. Flax needs a conversion step that about 20% of the population doesn't have. But for vegetarians strict vegetarians who won't eat fish, or people looking for an alternative, flax can be a very good source of omega-3 fatty acids. And food versus supplements, I always believe food is better, but if you can't or choose not to, then discuss with your healthcare practitioner the idea of supplementation.